Have you ever been in a place so dark that you stopped looking for signs altogether? A place where you were convinced that you were completely alone? I'm Pooky, and on today's episode of Spooky Pooky, I'm sharing a story I've kept close for a long time. It's about a night that I realized that someone was fighting for me when I didn't want to fight for myself. This story is titled Turn the Light On. And I do want to extend a trigger warning as this episode does touch on some heavy themes, including suicidal ideation and mental health struggles. So, to anyone feeling tenderhearted today, I encourage you to move forward with caution or skip this story altogether. Turn the Light On is close to my heart and meant to offer hope, but please only listen if you're up for it today. Additionally, I have provided some resources for anybody who is in a crisis in the description of this episode. So this story takes me back to April of 2022. I am sitting in my apartment one Friday night with my dog Ollie, and I'm in a practice, like a virtual mediumship practice group that I found online that was free. And I'm sitting in the group in a breakout room with a couple other people, and a student comes forward and tells me that she has a grandfather spirit for me. And that this grandfather spirit has a white muscle tank on, he's got salt and pepper hair, he's very loving, and he's also telling her to tell me that he's watching over me to keep fighting and that he's encouraging me or sending me signs or something like that. I don't remember like the exact words, but something along those lines. Anyway, he kind of sounded like my great grandfather, so I could kind of take it. It was just hard to discern because I had never met this man, and all sorts of spirits come through these readings and these practice groups. So this grandfather spirit easily could have been for someone else, and she just for some reason thought she was supposed to present him to me. Because that's just how these groups are. You're working with a lot of different energies. Anyway, she then mentioned something about a struggle over a light switch, that's what he was showing her. And I didn't resonate with that whatsoever, so I was really skeptical then. I was really thinking that it must be for someone else, or maybe she just isn't getting the message right, or just doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know. I was a little cranky, so I was trying not to be like too negative Nancy on the inside. Because obviously I don't want to put that kind of negative energy out there. Anyway, I say thank you, and eventually, like, we go back into like the main breakout room or main Zoom room, I mean, and we take a bathroom break. So I get up to go to the bathroom, and as I am walking towards my bathroom, the way my hallway is set up, by the way, is the bathroom is on the left, and right across the hall from it is the door to my bedroom. So the door to my bedroom was closed, and I did it on purpose because I'm a goofball and I don't like leaving. It was dark. And I didn't want to like look over at my bedroom at any point during the Zoom call and have my brain play tricks on me or something. I get paranoid about that stuff, but I've been like that since I was a kid. So I hope I'm not the only one. Anyway, as I'm walking towards this door, towards the bathroom, I mean, I'm looking at the bottom of the door. Like I'm feeling called to do it. I'm feeling an urge to just look at the bottom of the door. And I don't know why. I just had this weird feeling. And I don't know if I was just freaked out because I just felt, I don't know. I just remember having this weird feeling that came with it. I don't know how to describe it. But I'm looking at the bottom of the door, and this thought that it does not feel like mine, genuinely, it pops in my head. And that thought is, my bedroom light's going to be on when I come out of this bathroom. And if you guessed that when I came out of the bathroom, the bedroom light was on, you are correct. I know, how original, right? It definitely threw me threw me off guard. Wow, I'm making noise over here. Threw me off guard big time. I literally gasped out loud. Anyway, I go into my bedroom, and I sometimes will talk out loud to spirits because it just helps me organize my thoughts, and like sometimes I just need someone to vent to, and I was living alone. I can only vent to my dog so much. My dog can't send me a sign. So so I go in there, and I just say, okay, you don't pay the electricity bill here, so you're not going to touch my lights. You got that? I put my foot down. I turned the light off. I closed the door, and I just went back to the group. And unfortunately, the girl had left, so I never got the chance to tell her what happened and that she was right. So in the odd chance that she's listening, I hope she continued her journey, and I hope my negative Nancy attitude, even if it was internal, did not deter her from pursuing her skills. So just want to throw that out there into the universe because I do feel bad. Anywho, that is my story. I then went into like another breakout room actually right after this, and the one of the guys in the group again brought forth the same grandfather spirit. Like he wasn't even in the previous group that I was in, so he wouldn't have known what the other girl had said to me. So it was pretty wild. That being said, I do have to say that this night was very pivotal. It was a very pivotal night in my life at that moment because I at that time was about a year into my career, and the job I was working had a very toxic work environment, and it was a burnout job. It was dead end. I was miserable. I was in such a dark place during that time that I would come home just thinking about stopping at Dollar General to grab like a bottle of sleeping pills, right? That's how dark it got for me. And I've always kind of struggled with my mental health, but like that was a new low for me. And I knew I wasn't going to follow through with it. It wasn't like, I was genuinely going to, but I just felt so hopeless. Like my life was never going to get better. Now I'm stuck. I felt so stuck in that job. I felt so stuck in because I had an apartment now. I was living on my own finally. And it was just I had a lot of anxiety, and I was definitely in like a deep depressive episode. So that particular Friday night when all this happened, I had actually written a suicide note on my phone a couple hours prior to this mediumship group meeting that night. And again, I knew I wasn't going to follow through with it. I just needed to get my pain out onto, I guess, the screen. I just needed to get it out. I needed to purge those emotions or release the feeling, whatever. And I almost didn't even go to class. Like I was just feeling so hopeless and so like empty, and my body felt so drained. I felt paralyzed. That night confirmed to me that she was right, that someone was watching over me and someone was trying to tell me that I still had a purpose in my field beyond what I was doing that was more fulfilling. And that was proven to me about a month later, because a month later I ended up getting a job which at the time I considered my dream job. And the rest is history. So that is my story for today. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you have any stories that you want to have me read on the show, I don't know why I had a brain fart there, I'm sorry. You can email them to spookypookypodcast@gmail.com. I'm just going to blame my ADHD for that one, actually. Again, spookypookypodcast@gmail.com. I would love to read your story on the show and share any experiences you have that are spiritual, that are paranormal or supernatural, anything that involves cryptids, aliens, anything weird, anything beautiful that felt like it was otherworldly. I want to read your story. And I want to read your story for the purpose that a lot of times these things happen to us and we feel judged for talking about them. And it's not fun to feel judged, you know? kind of sucks, right? So I want us to share stories and connect over them. Again, find solace. And sometimes these things happen when we're going through these types of things in life. And, quite frankly, that specific incident that happened that Friday night single-handedly saved my life during that time. I know how important it was for that moment to occur. And I know I'm not the only person who experiences these things. So if my story helped one person today, then I did the right thing by publishing this episode. And I hope to, again, hear from you guys and read your stories here on the show. So again, one last time, please email me at spookypookypodcast@gmail.com. Thank you. Okay. Good night, everybody. Take care. Love you. Bye.